myself, Dr. Mayura Deshmukh, Head and Assistant Professor, Department of Geology, Sri Shivaji Science College, Amravati. I welcome all my dear students to participate in this course. Today we will discuss on distribution of groundwater. In last session we was see occurrence of groundwater. The groundwater occurs everywhere beneath the earth's surface. The groundwater mainly occur in fractures rock and in pore space. Then we see major source, minor source. Major source is meteoric water. Minor sources are conic water, magmatic water, and metamorphic water. Today we will see distribution of groundwater. Distribution of groundwater means the vertical subsurface occurrence of groundwater. Okay. Groundwater can continue to percolate downwards in a permeable rock. Before we see what is permeable rock. Permeable rock means the rock has capability to transmit water. Okay. There are two main properties and these properties are very important for groundwater. Okay. Porosity and permeability. Okay. Porosity means to store water. The rock has capability to store water. Permeability means the rock has capability to transmit water. These two properties are very important for groundwater. If rock has porous and permeable property, then groundwater can percolate and transmit. Okay. If there is no porosity, permeability properties that rock, then groundwater not percolate. Okay. Groundwater can continue to percolate downwards in a permeable rock only up to certain depth. Okay. We will discuss in before session up to 750 to 1000 meter depth the water can percolate. After this the water cannot percolate. Why? Because there is a insaturated rock. That's why in this water cannot percolate. Okay. Below which no percolation is possible due to want of connections between openings within the rock concerned. Now we will see the types of means distribution of groundwater. Okay. The distribution of groundwater is divided into different zones. There is a zone of aeration and zone of saturation. See in this figure, this is the stream, this is the lake. Okay. From this stream the water is flow, and see this is the subsurface occurrence of groundwater, zone of aeration and zone of saturation. Okay. See in this figure the water is absent. Okay. The water is absent in this zone. This zone is called as a zone of aeration. Sometimes this zone is partially filled with air and partially filled with water. When partially filled with water, there is some rainy season, and sometimes the water table level is increased. Okay. The upper layer of zone of saturation is called as a water table. See in this figure, this is the rocks are fully filled with water. This zone is called as a saturated zone. This zone is partially filled with water and partially filled with air. That zone is called as a zone of aeration. Firstly we will discuss on zone of aeration. The area between water table, this is the water table. Okay. The area between water table and up to a ground surface are filled mostly with air and partly with water. This zone is called as a zone of aeration. Okay. Then This zone is called as a zone of aeration. See in this figure, the water is partially filled with air and partially filled with water. But in this figure, there is a no water. When partially filled with water, there sometime water table level is increased, and in rainy season this zone is partially filled with water. Okay. This zone is called as also zone of non-saturation. Why it is called non-saturation? Because there is a no water. Okay. And in this zone the water is present, that water is called as a Wadow's water. That's why this zone is also called as a Wadow's zone. In this zone, groundwater moves downwards direction, chiefly under the influence of gravity. Due to influence of gravity, the water move downwards. Okay. Now we will see the zone of aeration is also classified into three parts: soil moisture zone, intermediate zone, and capillary fringe. See in this figure, this is the zone of aeration, and then is divided into three parts: soil moisture zone, then intermediate zone, and above water table there is capillaries are present. That zone is called as a capillary fringe. See in this figure, the water, this is the stream. Okay, this is the zone of aeration, this is the water table, and this is the zone of saturation. In this figure, the zone of aeration is divided into three parts. This is the soil moisture zone, and this is the zone of intermediate zone, and this is the capillary fringe zone. Okay. Firstly, we will discuss soil moisture zone. See, this is the soil moisture zone, the zone just below the earth's surface. Soil moisture zone is the water stored in soil is affected by precipitation. Okay. This zone lies below the ground level and forming as the uppermost span of the zone of aeration. This zone is utilized by plants. The amount of soil moisture varies depending upon the properties of soil. If soil has porous and permeable property, that times the soil moisture is increased. If there is no properties, means there is a impermeable, imporous soil, that times the soil moisture is decreases. Okay. This is the soil moisture zone. Now we will see intermediate zone. This zone extends from lower edge of the soil moisture zone to the upper limit of capillary fringe. See in this figure, this is the soil moisture, this is the intermediate zone. This intermediate zone between soil moisture zone and capillary fringe zone. Okay. This zone extends from lower edge of the soil moisture zone to the upper limit of capillary fringe zone. Okay. Through this zone, water moves vertically downwards under the force of gravity. Why? How water is vertically percolate downwards? Due to the force of gravity to reach the zone of saturation. Okay. Through this zone, water moves vertically downwards under the force of gravity to reach zone of saturation. This zone completely filled with air. It gets filled up when the water table rises or in rainy season. Then we will see capillary fringe zone. See, this is the capillary fringe zone. This is the lowermost zone of aeration. Okay, is the zone immediately above the water table level. This is the water table level. The upper level of zone of saturation, that level is called as a water table. Okay. This is zone immediately above the water table level up to the limit of capillary fringe. Okay, these are the capillary. Okay, then we will see what is capillary fringe. Capillary fringe means the area where groundwater is drawn up into the pores or spaces by capillary action. Okay, I repeat again. Capillary fringe means the area where groundwater is drawn up into the pore spaces by capillary action. Then what is capillary action? Capillary action means the movement of water within the spaces of porous material due to the force of adhesion, cohesion and surface tension. Okay. I repeat again, capillary action means the movement of water within the spaces of porous material due to force of adhesion, cohesion and surface tension. Okay. Due to capillary action, the groundwater is drawn up in pore or spaces. It is called as a capillary fringe. The water occur in this capillary fringe. That water is called as a capillary water. The water is drawn up from zone of saturation through capillary action suspended by capillary force. Okay. Water is drawn up in this two means soil zone and intermediate zone. We will see the water is vertically downward, but in capillary fringe the water is vertically down up. Okay, due to by capillary force. Now we will see zone of saturation. The zone occurs below the water table is called as a zone of saturation. The upper limit to which the rocks are completely saturated with subsurface water, that level is called as a water table, in which all the pores, soils, cavities, cracks are completely filled with water. It is the lower zone existing at variable depth below the surface, like few feet to 100 feet. See, this is the zone of variation, this is the zone of saturation. This is filled with fully water and this is filled with partially air and partially water. Okay. And why water table? Why water is not percolate from zone of saturation? Because there is a impermeable bedrock. Impermeable bedrock means there is a no transmit the water from this zone to other zone. That rock is called as a impermeable rock. Okay. Due to this impermeable rock, the water is cannot percolate. The saturation can also be a time variant. Okay. It depends on the different conditions like soil profile, vadose zone during times of high precipitation or infiltrations. It depends on all these variant conditions. Okay. If soil profile means there is a soil has porous permeable properties, that time saturation done. If there is no porosity permeable properties, that rock or that soil, there is a no infiltration. Okay, that's why saturation is dependent on soil profile. Then during times of high precipitation or infiltration means when it is percolate, if rock has porous and permeable property, that times the water transmit or infiltrate. If that rock there is no porosity permeable properties, that times the no filtration. Okay. Saturation can vary from few days to several months. It depends on the proper porosity and permeability capacity of that rocks. Means sometimes the water is filtered fast, sometimes it is intermediate, sometimes slowly water filter. Okay, it's depend on the porosity permeability of that area or that rocks. That's why saturation can vary from few days to several months. Some reason is also that precipitation means it depends on the rainfall or surface water level. Okay, these are the references. Okay, stay home, save lives. Thank you.